all remember the White Glove Society, right? That sophisticated group of Yanceys that run the Ultralux down on the New Vegas Strip? Those bourgeoisie wannabes that the Courier may or may not have wiped off the face of post-apocalyptic desert wasteland. The posh palates that once partook of the taboo of eating the other white meat. I'm sure you do, but if you don't, then what are you doing with your life? Anyway, this ain't them. This is Baba Slaughter. And she's gonna build her own White Glove Society in the Commonwealth, with the help of my brain and mods. Is this my normal type of video? No, but I had the urge to do a cannibal run and you all have to suffer for it. Post-annihilated Boston is no easy place to live. Water that doesn't have feces in it is scarce, until it's not. Protein that isn't over 200 years old and filled with carcinogenic preservatives is dangerous to acquire. But you know what's slightly less dangerous and very plentiful? People. Okay, I lied about the slightly less dangerous part, but they are plentiful. The Commonwealth is overrun with raiders, nefarious ne'er-do-wells absolutely chem-soaked to the gills.
Gotta cut down on the jet, I guess.
They are an as of yet untapped food source. One Baba Slaughter is gonna tap, and tap hard. You know what? I said what I said. The key is to turn this into something more visually palatable. Something like this, only better. Yes, my goats, we're gonna make Soylent Green. But Baba can't just stuff the meaty morsels into a rusty tin can and call it a day. She's gonna need to set up a completely legal and clean cannery. That's gonna take a lot of time, experience, and junk to build. So let's get this show on the road. Baba begins her journey just after helping Preston and the gang out in Concord. It was truly their presence that turned this simple cannibal run into the cannibal business it will hopefully become. They proceed to move into Sanctuary, where Sturgis immediately wants Baba to help them because apparently everyone else is too busy walking around in a daze or pretending to be busy like I did at every job ever. He wants shelter, water, food, and protection, and no one, not even Sturgis, Mr. Handyman himself, will lift a finger to do anything more than shove up their bum. Baba does this because she needs those experience gains, but she's not happy about it. In fact, she's so unhappy about it that she punches this raider very hard. Then, as she stands above his body, thoughts of Sean, her husband, Sturgis, and those freeloaders ordering her about plague her mind. Something breaks within her, and she drops to her knees and proceeds to feast upon his gluteus maximus. And then it hits her, and by it, I mean the jet-infused meat she just ingested and is now coursing through her bloodstream and traveling straight to her brain. The fact that she now has a craving only the scrumptious meat bits of her fellow man can sate is just the tip of the iceberg. This fine delicacy is the tastiest gastro delight she has ever had the privilege of laying upon her taste buds. And while she craves more, there's one thing she craves more-er: a restaurant. And after tasting ambrosia, she's found exactly what she will serve. Yes, her husband was shot, her baby was stolen, but that's all in the past. They would truly want her to live her best life, and her best life includes owning a prosperous restaurant. Now, she can't just serve a whole human, even if she wanted to lug around one body at a time like a mother dragging her kid away after they embarrassed her at the supermarket by farting on the produce. The people would not partake. They're afraid of the taboo. No, she must take a cue from the White Glove Society out in New Vegas that she definitely knows of, and make this carcass into something more palatable. But first, she needs to find the appropriate clothing for such an endeavor. Something that makes a statement, and that statement being not Vault Tech. She recalls Mama Murphy mentioning a Diamond City when she was trying to gaslight her about her son's energy or something. And that sounds like the place she should begin her search. She says adios to the settlers and hits the road with her canine companion.
How you doing, buddy?
Not long into her journey, she comes across the Drumline Diner, and there seems to be an argument going on. As soon as she approaches, she has a gun waved in her face.
This doesn't involve you.
She tells him to stop that and give her a small loan of $1 million.
Now hand over your money.
He apparently doesn't like to share and takes offense to this request. She sends both Wolfgang and his partner into the stratosphere and proceeds to eat him right in front of the diner. Trudy doesn't seem to mind.
Wait to see the crows feeding on that scumbag.
On the outskirts of Diamond City, this guard tries to riz Baba.
You're that kind of gal.
Then Piper makes faces until the gate opens. Then Baba makes faces at the mayor until he leaves. She then insults the locals and proceeds to assert her status as true HBIC, but everyone seems to hate that. And then it hits her, and by it I mean a bullet delivered by Diamond City Security. She repeats all of the above, omitting the punching of the people, as I do not want to do this again, and heads directly to Fallon's basement. The shopkeep talks her ear off about how her husband disappeared, but just like the mayor, we do not care. And worse, she doesn't have what Baba wants. This has surely put a stain on the Fallon's brand. To make sure this wasn't a wasted trip, she pays a visit to the local doctor to get patched up. He tells her not to drink right after the procedure, but no one's gonna tell BS what to do. So she immediately runs to the dugout inn to purchase and drink an entire bottle of whiskey out of spite. It's clear the folks of Diamond City have the fashion sense of a drunk Brahmin, so Baba's gonna have to venture out and find something more couture. Along the way, she runs into raiders and scavvers. Now, these scavvers aren't necessarily bad guys, but their name's in red, so that's good enough for Baba to proceed to feast on them as well. She also punches his bear, which dies from the sheer momentum it sent flying. Then comes upon this dilapidated ranger cabin. It's infested with bugs, but holds some goodies that are very useful to Baba. A magazine that teaches her the Mirelurk slide, which allows her to take less damage from melee attacks. And this dress. You know that feeling when you found the perfect outfit? Because I don't, but this will do. Baba is on her way to forging the person she truly is on the inside, thanks to this poor runaway that met an untimely end. Dogmeat does not care. Now, this dress doesn't provide a lot of protection right this second, so she'll have to jive with some very bulky leather arms, which makes her look like a pale imitation of Auntie Entity. Oh, and she's wearing this mask now. Not only for protection, but, you know, because it looks cool. And I couldn't find one similar to the White Glove Society mask in New Vegas. She's almost got her fit together, but she's missing just one thing. We'll get to that soon, but first she needs to find the location she's gonna set up her meat farm butchery cannery. I lied. Actually, she's gonna need to get a little stronger first. And this is why she helps out the settlers at 10 Pines. As loath as she is to do the Minutemen's work, she soothes herself with the knowledge that after she's done, she's gonna have some strong words for Preston. Also, there will be a veritable buffet of raiders, and of course, plenty of junk. It's gonna take a lot of desk fans and concrete to build her dream. Once there, Dogmeat gets injured, and Baba does the John Wickening to this raider, sending him flying as an invisible crowd cheers. As Baba sneaks around, punching raiders and stealing everything the game allows her to take, it isn't long before she runs into a problem. There's only so much her pockets can hold, and this tiny little bag only adds a tiny little bit more. And Dogmeat, the precious pup that he is, can't hold much either, which is still impressive that he can hold anything at all considering he doesn't wear pants. Where is he keeping all this stuff? Huh? Where's he keeping it? Baba uses her elite hacking skills on this terminal to get the Protectron to take out these raiders. It turns a little dramatic. And then the robot turns on her because the turrets command it. They are the sentient AI. They have too much power and must be destroyed. Unfortunately, they're high up and Baba has weak jumping skills, so she'll just have to settle for merely turning them off. But that's okay, because she takes out her frustrations by sending this guy flying into the ceiling. Now, the settlers are happy with Baba just taking out the leader of the group, but that's not how we roll. If there's a job to be done, it must be done thoroughly. And also, the more dead raiders there are, the more food for her. Her gluttonous fortitude is something to be amazed by. Heading back to Sanctuary, Baba assigns June Long to be a guard and gives him the minigun Preston stole from me that one time that I have no proof of because I wasn't recording. But it happened. And also, he has a new hat. Sturgis gets assigned to tending the garden because I feel like he would hate that. Your suffering brings me joy, Sturgis. Baba hops over to the neighboring farm that she stole crops from that one time and offers to help get their daughter's locket back.
There's nothing worse than losing a child. Believe me, I know. Sean!
She finds this combat sentry and proceeds to power it up without reading any of the instructions because instructions are for losers. The sentry bot proceeds to take out the raiders here, then Baba and Dogmeat go ham on the ones inside. And then it hits her, and by it, I mean a bullet from a nondescript raider man. Time traveling all the way back to the homestead, she runs directly to Olivia and proceeds to SHAUNADE everyone there, only to be taken out by that damned minigun-wielding lunatic. That's okay, because Baba smoked just outside, which saves her progress. Remember, smoking saves games. This time, she doesn't even make it inside. By some cruel twist of fate, her own son turns on her, sending her flying heels overhead, exposing her underwear to the world. The Sean giveth, and the Sean taketh away. This time, Baba makes it inside again, but gets taken out by that damned minigun exploding a Molotov right in her face. I am suffering. Finally, throwing a barrage of Molotovs and running away does the trick, taking those assholes out before they can turn Baba into mincemeat again, ending this nightmare Groundhog Day. Baba proceeds to snack on Akak and punch her dead body until her head explodes, because she's petty like that. She then finds the locket and this new bag, which gives her carry weight plus 15. Still not much, but it's better than what she currently has, and she's gonna need all the carry weight she can get to hold all those scavenged goods. Blake Abernathy thanks us and agrees to help the Minutemen, and Preston gets another talking to. With all that harassment done, it's now time to find that prime real estate. Thus she runs, then runs, then runs, until she's run out of runs to run. But at the end of that run is the castle, and past that is Spectacle Island, the perfect place to set up her human meat farm butchery cannery. It provides ample space to build, is surrounded by water so no passerbys will happen upon it, and it's far enough away that nothing on the island loads in, thus no one will know what's really going on there. There's just one problem. It's infested with crabs. Very strong crabs. This is fine, because Baba has slathered herself in Rid Life shampoo to conquer this crustacean menace. She won't give up, no matter how many times she gets slapped like a Victorian-era child. You see, Spectacle Island has a secret crab weapon. It's rigged with a set of speakers that play a frequency these crabby boys and girls hate, and sends them scuttling away, unable to fight back as Baba absolutely bullies the hell out of them. After claiming Spectacle Island, she realizes that she still needs a lot more building material. Thus, she runs back to Diamond City to purchase in bulk. She ends up in this Upper Stands bar to check out the local upper crust. These people might be future customers after all. However, after witnessing a couple spat and this guy getting his ass kicked, it gets real awkward. So to break the tension, Baba punches Darcy off her stool. It turns into a brawl and Dogmeat attacks this old lady while she pops the head off the one non-essential guy in the bar, and then it hits her, and by it, you know where I'm going with this. It's clear these folk are of even lower caliber than the citizens down below, and she decides that they will be excluded from the fine dining experience she will soon gift the Commonwealth. It's also clear that Baba needs more protection, but you can't wear leg armor with dresses, because Bethesda said that was a step too far into the fashion faux pas territory. But that's okay, because there's an even better alternative. Ballistic weave. Normally you'd have to go through the railroad to unlock this feature, but seeing as Baba has absolutely zero interest in anyone's affairs but her own, we will not be interacting with them. Thus we mod. For once, luck is on Baba's side, as Lucas Miller sells shipments of the ballistic fiber she needs to implement this defensive boost. This should help her be a little less squishy, which will help my sanity because survival mode is for the birds. Why did I do this to myself? And then Baba punches Marcy because she's blocking the doorway and our meat mogul needs her beauty rest. She needs more experience, more junk, more money. So she heads on over to Finch Farm. Old Abe here wants his flaming sword back, and I don't blame him. A flaming sword sounds cool as hell. Turns out his son stole it to get in good with these LARPing raiders known as the Forged. To Baba's credit, she does try to talk him out of joining them first. But the game randomly decided that she wasn't convincing enough, and he executed this poor guy to join this gaggle of losers. That makes him a loser in Baba's eyes, and she immediately flame broils him. And everyone else in the room for good measure. She of course eats them because she's not gonna let good barbecue go to waste. Then she tosses their remains into the molten steel vat because she can. Baba gets the sword and completes the job. Abe seems a little sad about it, but everyone else doesn't seem to care.
Or Finch Junkyard. Take your pick.
They have erased Jake from their memory and returned to business as usual. Baba also doesn't care.
He's dead. That's what happens to raiders.
Preston's happy though. In any case, as funny as the knuckle cannon is, Baba needs something stronger. Something that truly reps the white glove society. And what could be more white glove than a white glove? And by white glove, I mean this power fist mod called the Gravity Fist. However, before she can make the necessary modifications to her new fancy jibifier, she comes across a mighty mech battle. After getting murked a few times, she meets this amalgamation of oddly shaped parts. And then it hits her. You see, Dogmeat is a good boy. Best boy even. But he's a bit squishy and he can't hold much. It's getting dangerous out here for our boy, so we're gonna let him hang out in Sanctuary for a while and live the easy life. But Baba needs someone to watch her beautiful back, and someone to hold her junk. Ada here would be the perfect companion for this. You see, robots don't care what you eat, or who you eat. They also don't constantly complain about you picking up junk. In fact, Ada encourages it.
They won't be needing those items any longer.
Ada is best girl. Comment Ada is best girl or Dogmeat is best boy, because not only is it true, but comments help me out. Anyway, Baba finds a sassy robo-brain.
They're stupid enough to actually believe anything I say.
Builds her a body and sends her to Spectacle Island, where she will never be seen again. No joke, I never could find her. Afterwards, Baba puts on the gold mask because it's more fitting for her theme. Although it sometimes changes colors like a mood ring. Baba and Ada go fight the Mechanist, who then makes these faces at them which convinces them to spare her. Besides, her meddling has allowed Baba to gather some much needed resources, and that's a swell thing. Now that Baba has a decent amount of resources, she can finally begin building her Soylent Green manufacturing plant. However, I accidentally start the castle quest, and I waffle on a while whether I actually want to help out or not, and finally decide to get it over with, only for Preston to get angry at Baba for eating one of his friends right in front of him. He proceeds to try to burn her alive, but he's too weak to even lead the Minutemen, thus he's like a fly. Annoying, but ultimately harmless, as demonstrated by Baba and Ada constantly knocking him on his ass. But he knows he cannot die, thus he persists in his attack, even when a Mirelurk queen is rampaging through the castle. This matters not though, he'll get over it with enough time and space. But enough about that loser, Baba has a business to build. She starts out by placing these raider cages which will be walled off so they'll be trapped within a trap. After some building and rebuilding, she decided to put the cages up here so that the raiders would fall through the trap doors and then be instantly flash frozen by these modded cryo turrets. But the trapdoors suck, leaving some raiders stuck up there and making Baba have to manually finish the job herself. That simply won't do. After a very long session of rebuilding yet again, this is what the final product will be. A veritable Fort Knox of butcheries. Each section holds the different meat bags she'll need to process into food, complete with flame and frost straight to the face. humanely euthanizing and disinfecting the meat at the same time. This is only step 1. Baba now needs to turn these corpses into edible food. For that, we've constructed a series of conveyor belts to feed the bodies into the auto butchers. It's, well, it ain't perfect, but I'm already late with this video, so it'll have to do. Once in the butcher, it will not only produce meat for our Soylent Yum-Yums, but also various other components such as blood and bone. While the meat diverts into this contraption to produce our canned goods, the bones can mosey on over here and be turned into various goodies like Soylent soap and bone meal, which acts as fertilizer and can be made into more jet to bait more raiders. Rinse, wash, and repeat. We're not stopping there though. There's a reason Baba is capturing ghouls and super mutants as well. They can be turned into dog food. We can't forget our furry friends, they need good eats too. And with the irradiated blood from the super mutants, we can also make Soylent Cola, the perfect beverage to wash down our better than cram meat blocks. Now, I bet you're wondering how Baba got so much concrete to build this beautiful facility. The answer to that is pain. The Soylent Boy's weapons can fetch a good price, but it isn't nearly enough to afford every shipment of concrete she needed for this endeavor. So she raided the Commonwealth, picking up anything and everything she and Ada could carry that might be worth something. And she may have also sold a few chems on the side. This took a very long time, which kept her away from Spectacle Island for a while. By the time she finally paid a visit to do those rebuilds, it had come under attack by a giant pack of feral ghouls. Why am I mentioning this? Because before she left, she created a robot in Sean's image, or rather what she imagined her son to be, and assigned him to the mutfruit fields. During this attack, Sean was brutally dismantled. Once again, Sean was taken away from her much too soon. And she wonders who could be so dastardly to send this horrendous attack on her business. Was it Takahashi, upset that she wouldn't buy his noodles?
Not now.
Or perhaps it was Longneck Lukowski, angry that he has canned meat competition. Or was it the Institute? They had targeted her before, killed her husband, and stole her child. Yeah, it's them, alright. She crafts Sean 2.0 to replace him, and vows to get vengeance on those that brought this tragedy upon her and her family one day. But business comes first. She still needs a place to actually distribute and sell these friendly morsels. She obviously can't build a restaurant here, that would defeat the whole purpose of the secrecy this island provides. Thus she goes out in search of the perfect place, leaving the meat farm butchery cannery in the capable hands of Sean 2.0 and the cadre of impeccably dressed employees. Starlight Drive-In is one choice. Plenty of space, and it's easy to travel to. Relatively easy, that is. But it's not quite what she's looking for. She wants a place a little less out in the open. A little more durable. Something that can withstand the second coming of nuclear annihilation. I'm talking about Vault 88. It may not be easy to travel to, but a little exclusivity is pretty on brand, and it has plenty of building space. Meaning, she can do more than just a single dinky restaurant. With so much space to be utilized, she can make a whole shopping district. No, a whole village dedicated to selling and consuming her products. The people here will be transformed from gutter garb to finely dressed civilians to better represent Baba's vision of the White Glove brand. And they will get to enjoy the many amenities that come with living in her vault city. Fine dining is but one aspect. They can also buy in bulk at the grocers, partake of a little gambling, keep themselves in shape at the gym, peruse the various finely hewn garbs Baba has provided, style their hair, and there's even an in-house doctor. Baba soaks in her success. She has turned a bad thing into a good thing. She's given the raiders a purpose, filling the bellies of these fine folk. She's provided housing, safety, jobs, and most of all, a delicious dining experience. All the while making caps off of it. If that's not success, I don't know what is. But there is just one thing left unfinished.
Glad you made
She
it.
can't let the Institute continue to harass and harm her and hers. And they are overdue on some explosive revenge. Sean will be avenged.
Sean.
Hey, thanks for watching. If you made it this far, you are the GOAT. As I said before, this was different from my usual videos, but I hope you were entertained nonetheless. I just had the urge to make something like this and I wanted to share it with all of you. However, my next video will be back to diving into gaming lore, so if you missed that, don't worry, you'll get your fill next time. So yeah, thank you again for watching, like, subscribe, blah blah blah, and I'll see you again on The Midnight Goat.